They say Wolfheart's ship, the Vengeance, is sunk. 60 cannons and 200 souls lost to the deep. They say it was a fell storm that took her, or some say it was pirates from the Maelstrom. They say she was lost here, in the realm of Luther Harkon. And to trespass in these waters is to invite death on board. But then they know nothing.
You waste our time.
Wait! This is the map you are looking for, crafted by Captain Jacob Wolfheart himself. I beg your patience, for its secrets are easily missed. Mathlanka, Semga. Witness Wolfheart's obsession, a life spent chasing tavern stories and myths. Sightings, eyewitness accounts, 100 shipwrecks named and dated. Like you, Wolfheart knew it was no storm or jagged rocks that caused their demise. It was the Tide Maker, the ancient merworm. The elves named it Aminar.
Wolfheart's ship, where is it?
Ah, yes, its final resting place. It was here he fought the beast, a fight to the death. All but one of his crew were lost. It was he who marked the map with this cross. The vengeance lies here. And if the story runs true, a weapon lies with her. A weapon to kill the unkillable. To challenge the beast is to challenge the sea itself, cursing all that sail with its retribution. Wolfheart sought infamy for killing the beast, but the question remains, why would your kind seek it?
Why all these stalls? We go hunt. Yes, hunt beasts. Us, no matter. Death for me.
My lord, we have the map. What are your orders?
Kill the beast. Resurrect the beast. Rule the waves.
Cast adrift and blown to these humid shores. I thirst for control of my mind as it struggles and bickers with my desires. And now, the wretched mutineers to the north think my affliction holds us back. But we shall show them who truly rules the Vampire Coast. Out in the great ocean, the Maelstrom rages at the center of the galleon's graveyard. A great source of power, controlled by the formidable conjurer known as Count Noctilus. Yes, we must keep our eyes on him and his mysterious, ethereal stronghold. Across the straits are the desert lands of the Lich King. He has always been an ally to vampires. But his fate depends on whether he wants to make an enemy of me. There is only room for one king in these parts. The sea offers wealth and power. But Lustria is home to the abandoned cities of the Lizardmen, and their many mysterious treasures. Using their artifacts, we will surely be able to uncover some way to repair my damaged psyche. We must! The scheming lizard men of Chanwapek have been trespassing. If not for the promise of the magical relics, we would have wiped them out already. For now, we watch them. The Vampire Coast is, and always will be, ours. For we are the terror of the seas. We are the Pirate King.
Hello, I'm Monsters of Bounty and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and this brand new Patreon campaign with Luther Harkon himself. There he is.
Luther Harkon.
That's right. Poor old Luther, he's had a bit of a rough time. Now this is a Patreon campaign, and if you're already a Patreon supporter, then a huge thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. We will maybe be doing more of these videos sooner than once a week. I'm hoping to maybe do 2 a week. We'll see how that goes. I'm also hoping to do some other videos as well for Patreon supporters, so thank you very much. If you're not a Patreon supporter, then you'll be able to watch this video as like a little snippet. If you want to watch the rest of the campaign, then you can go to my Patreon supporter page. We find the link in the description below and sign up for like $1.50 or something a month, and you'll be able to watch everything and vote in the polls, all that kind of good stuff. You'll also get to support me. Once this campaign is finished, I will then release it for non-Patreon supporters to watch. That's what I think I'm going to do. Haven't quite decided what we're going to do yet. That's what we're doing in my head. But much like Luther, I'm kind of all over the place. Talking of Luther, he really is. I mean, he came to the lands of Lustria, right, with nary a coin to rub together. Although he did have several thousand zombies. So basically what happened with Luther is that he's a very old vampire. In fact, I think he was he was one of the captains of the guards in Lemire, I believe. So he is Nehekaran originally. And quite who turned him into a vampire, we're not entirely sure. What happened to him after that, we're not entirely sure. However, several thousand years later, he ended up on an Imperial ship in his sarcophagus. And then some Norskans decided that they would take the ship and the sarcophagus. And later on, it washed up as wreckage on the vampire... Well, it wasn't the vampire coast then, it was just a coast. There was no vampires. I mean, after the wreckage washed up, there was at least one vampire. Luther himself. Luther was then... I mean, he is the success story of immigration because he arrived here by himself. He set up a business and he really integrated himself into the local economy by mostly ransacking the local lizardman temples. And in one such event, things went horribly wrong. Now, if you've watched Indiana Jones, we'll know never to start prodding expensive and arcane-looking artifacts. Unfortunately, no one told Luther that. So he prodded one, and unfortunately, it tried to suck the life out of him. And he did manage to escape, but it severed his connection to the winds of magic and also shattered his mind. It basically gave him a lobotomy. So he's not so good right now.
I am the Pirate King.
Indeed, let's get you out. There we go. Right, so currently he is mad. Now, his temperament will change randomly every so often. There's mad, there's a narcissist. I think that gives him Vangeist's revenge. There's cowardly, all that kind of stuff. So as he changes, he gets sort of like different abilities to use. So currently he's mad. He can go on a rampage. He gets more melee attack and weapon strength. Not bad. He also has the Arch Grand Commodore, because I guess if you are the Vampire Lord, and, you know, technically at the moment the only vampire in the region, you can call yourself whatever the fuck you like. So as such, he gets more magic resistance for all of his units, because although his affinity to winter magic was severed, he does have sort of like innate magic resistance. He's kind of like a null for the winds of magic now. He's not just severed, he is like not there as far as the winds of magic are concerned. So his entire army gets more magic resistance. He also gets more leadership when fighting against lizardmen. He gets more missile strength for the Lord's army and more vampiric corruption for his local province, which is quite nice. We also have Captain Dreklar, who is his right hand, but he only has a right hand. He doesn't have a left hand, so there we go. He's going to give us more melee defense for our basically zombie units, which is it's not bad. Skill-wise, we can jump onto a Death Shriek Terrorgeist. We have the magic quest here. Quest item thingy? Yeah. Slan Gold, basically. We need to get the Slan Gold. We've got this Fractured Mind there. It gives him Frenzy. Mano Wars. That's more Vampire Fleet Captains. That's quite nice. Enemy wins of Magic Reduction and Magic Resistance. More Missile Strength and Gunnery, Mobs, all that kind of stuff. Moments of Lucidity, which is going to give Armor and Melee Defense. And then, of course, Pirate King, which is going to give an Upkeep Reduction, which is quite nice indeed. We also have his faction traits. Now, I do have some mods running. You can find all the mods in the description. Some of these mods are giving me bonuses to not just the faction effects, but also the Lord effects. You may have noticed that they're not quite vanilla. It's not, like, massively OP. It just kind of gives them a little bit more of a boost, so it makes them a little bit more interesting. So his faction effects are Diplomatic Relations, so follows from the Gash, reduction with Lizard Men, as to be expected. More ammunition. I guess that's for all armies. Leadership for all armies. Melee attack and melee defense for Lords and Heroes. All armies. That's quite nice to have. We also have Diplomatic Relations reduction with the Vampire Coast Mutineers, but that's fine because those guys are jerks. So we've got a quest here. Defeat the following Lord army in battle. You have to kill this guy over here. No. Oh, he says no. Okay, well maybe we won't do that then. But we need a Star Metal Harpoon to get the Vortex campaign victory conditions. That's right, we're on the Vortex campaign. I did ask in the Discord if you're a Patreon supporter, then you get a special room in my Discord. It's got lovely. It's lots of velvet and. It's a classy velvet though. Don't think it's not smutty. It's got velvet ropes, velvet curtains, sort of like white clean sofas, that kind of thing. It's nice, and you can go into that Discord and a little bit more sort of communication going on there. And I did say, should I do Mortal Empires or Vortex? And I was thinking everyone's going to say Mortal Empires. Everyone always says Mortal Empires. So I started doing a Mortal Empires campaign. Check the Discord. Everyone's saying Vortex campaign. I was like, well, thank you very fucking much. So I'm having to redo this on the Vortex map. To be honest, I quite like the Vortex map because it's a little bit different from Mortal Empires. I legitimately quite like Vortex map. The other reason I like Vortex map is there's no fucking Empire. Well, I mean, there's no Order Tide, let's put it that way. So we don't have to deal with the Order Tide. Obviously, there are potentially more magical turkeys to deal with, though. So, swings and roundabouts, I guess. Never mind. Okay, so basically the quest objective for this is to gain rank 1 in Infamy and to get all the sea shanties and that kind of thing. Get the Star Metal Harpoon and then go and hunt the big old merworm. And as Luther so eloquently put it in the cinematic, kill it, resurrect it, rule the seas. And it's a 3-part plan, and it's so succinct, isn't it? I mean, you don't want to plan with more than 5 steps because at that point it just invites confusion. At that point, you'd like a subcommittee, it's Zoom meetings, it's a lot of admin. Fuck that. 3 points, kill it, resurrect it, rule. Done. Easy, And so we can't go wrong with that, basically. We cannot go wrong. We start with the Awakening over here. We do have a special building here. And this is, of course, the Collapsed Cavern, which you don't really want to be. It costs us 9k and it's going to basically fuck us over. That's not great. However, 12 turns afterwards, we can build the Ancient Vault, which is going to give us some really nice faction-wide bonuses. So we definitely do want to build that. But of course, we have to build the Collapsed Cavern first, and then 12 turns later, we can get the Ancient Vault. So we're going to... Obviously, we don't want to build... When we get to rank 3, we're not going to build the Collapsed Cavern. That would be mental. We have to wait till rank 5. Then we're going to build the Collapsed Cavern, and then as quickly as possible, the Ancient Vault.
Curse my crowded psyche.
Indeed. Luther was also a horde because he has like a magical floating ship which apparently can go wherever he goes, but he's a vampire, so I guess that's fine. We do need to build the harpoon. We do need to build the harpoon launcher. We do. Yes, we need a maximum rank harpoon launcher. We also have the black coffin here. Gives cash replenishment, rank corruption, income from all buildings, all regions. That's quite nice as well, isn't it? And we can build all sorts of recruitment buildings, all the economy buildings there as well. So that's all very, very nice. And we can also, in the research tree, if we spend some infamy, we've also got 4 other admirals who also come with horde building-like mechanics, which is quite nice. Otherwise, the other mechanic we have is the treasure map, which is... I'll be honest, I've never been massively impressed with the... It tends to give you, like, some gold, and that's about it. I guess it's fine, but... At some point, it's just not really worth the effort. You know, if you get like a quest to go over like to Nagarond or something, you're like, well, that's fucking miles away. There's no point I'm doing that for like 3,000 gold. It's just not worth the effort. We also have Pieces of 8, where we can pick up different regiments of renown from pirate factions who are swimming around the seas, go and beat them up, and we'll get some additional units to recruit. That's all very good. And of course, then we've got the fleet officers there as well. Give us different bonuses for putting our vampire admirals in those slots. Good.
Undead pirates.
And we also get, of course, Raise the Dead mechanic? Raise the Dead mechanic. Yeah, that's the one. Good. Okay, so the Awakening. Are we going to build anything here first? I think we are. We're going to start with the Plundered Pile, because that's going to give us money. Do we go to Tree? You know what? I'm going to Tree and Noose. I'm going to Tree and Noose. I'm going to get the... Now, do I get this? Alternatively, do I do this? Do we go with the extra growth? I'm going to go with the extra growth. It's a ballsy maneuver, but that's what we're going to do. And we're going to go over and... oh, well, we can't do that. It's fine. We'll do that in a second. First, though, we're going to go and take on the Pox Marsh, because apparently there's no one home. Really? All right.
Them like fish.
There's something really cool about a horde of zombie pirates, and I don't know what it is, but they just look so cool, and I don't know. I mean, having a horde of zombies, if you're the vampire counts, right? Meh. Zombie pirates, suddenly you're like, yeah. I mean, the fact that these guys can hold guns obviously does help. There's Luther Harkon himself. He's looking very natty. Got big spikes on his cape. Can't help but feel that makes him... I mean, it must be a bugger to walk through low door. A lot of the lords in Warhammer have not thought about how to gracefully enter low doorway situations. They just have... I mean, Marathi's got the big hair. Luther's got that thing going on. Ah, here's our fatties. Look at these boys. They're so lovable. They just want to be loved as well. They just want a lovely hug. But... you know, they get so excited that they just explode, and yeah, I think we've all been there. We also have some of these deck droppers, who are missile cavalry. They're kind of good, I guess. They're not bad at like hunting down enemy artillery. They are very, very fragile, though. On this flank, our gunners already started picking off the gunnery mob. They do have 2 units of gunnery mob. Now, the Zombie gunners are very slow at firing. They're very inaccurate, but there are a lot of them. And quality has a quantity... no, wait. Quantity has a quality all of its own. Did it in the end. So getting some lovely shots in there. We also have the Morn Ghouls. These guys are eternally hungry because they have no bottom half. Very good at body slamming shit, though. So they're going to be wailing away on the Zombles. And of course the Zombles not very good at fighting. The Mongols, much better. And we've got our Zombles moving in to engage. Attacking the gunnery mob there. I mean, this is... Some of the fighting that's happening here. If you've seen the fight scenes in like The Matrix... very different style the Zombies have. It's more sort of, you know, wildly slashing, hoping for the best, occasionally walking in the one direction, that kind of thing. But it's fine. They got some pole arms over here. These guys have, well, as the name would suggest, pole arms, which means they're slightly more defensive, but they're still Zombies. So there we go. Luther is on the hunt, coming around behind the enemy units, getting some pot shots off at the enemy deck droppers up there, and then coming in to attack. Of course, he's currently batshit insane, so that's fun. Of course, you know, a Vampire Lord v Zombies, not really a fair fight. He's going to be hacking his way through them, no problem. I mean, this battle pretty much already in the bag. You can see our Mongols mopping up the rear there. Our gunners have flanked around as well. And there we go, army loss has taken effect, and the defenders crumbling to death. I mean, re-death. Well, apart from losing 1 unit to love, which is always a risk, of course. Oh, did we get a banner? Scarecrow, come on, give me a Scarecrow banner, you know you want to. Boatswain's Bird, what? More speed, more charge bonus, more leadership, more physical resistance, less missile resistance. Right, you truly horrible lot, bring a spring upon her now. Alright, let's whack that on, I guess, the Mongols, because that's going to give us more speed, more charge bonus. Pretty much good. I mean, the missile resistance, it's fine. We get physical resistance, it's basically the same thing.
I want devastation.
Yes, but also a new place to put your feet up, so we'll grab that. Apparently Symbols here gave us a mission and I wasn't paying attention. More money, more infamy, all that kind of good stuff. What do you want me to do now? Maintain control of 1 province, either through direct ownership, through vassals, or military allies. I can do that. We also have a ship's necromancer, more research, recruitment cost reduction. That's not bad. I'll take all. That's pretty good. I'll have that. Do we want to upgrade this as well? Yes, because it's going to give me more growth. Now that does mean we're not going to be upgrading the... Oh, we could upgrade the Awakening, couldn't we? What could we get? Anything good? Do we want to get the Lagoon of Drowned Sailors? Nah, boring. We could get the plunder pile. I mean, more cash, right?
Curse my crowded psyche.
More cash is good. Let's also get... Oh, you know, it might be a total... I think this is going to be a Monsters Abound first. I'm not going to get Route Marcher with the first skill point. I'm going to get the Hunger instead. Is that the right shout? I'm not sure. Okay, it looks like these guys have got 1 more settlement over here. It's not a big problem. We have spent all my money, though, so we can't recruit any more units. That's probably fine. Now, we could get immunity to Storm and Reef Attrition, but I don't need that right now. Casualty replenishment rate would be nice. Missile strength would be nice. Leadership, yeah, it's not bad. But it does mean we could get more growth, which I'm kind of like... That's pretty good. More casualty replenishment rate, though. Okay, I'm going to go command crews. I don't know if that's the right decision, but that's what we're going to do. Oh, also, I think the Poxmarsh has a... whatchamacallit? A thingy where you... The buried treasure, that's the one. Destroy that faction. Okay, why am I listening to a monkey? When did that become something that I'm doing? How the mighty have fallen. Okay, let's grab you boys. Let's go and find out whatever the fuck this is. What is it? It's a big... Well, I'll say big. It's a little thing. I'm going to loot the carcass. It's got some... Ooh, that actually looks quite... Potentially quite nasty. Is that fine? It's probably fine. I reckon we can do this. Little force has some of these Depth Guard who are vampires. Basically, they're vampire infantry. Quite nasty. These guys will make a real mess of our zombies should they get sort of in amongst them. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. And we're going to do that with love. Because otherwise we're going to have, well, be very hard pressed, to be honest. If we can't take out these Depth Guards quickly, if they get in amongst our infantry, we can wave goodbye to whatever infantry they attack very, very quickly. Fortunately, here comes Luther. He's charging in. And then here comes the hug. Careful now, careful now. And then, yeah, right in the centre. Oh, that's a lot of dead Depth Guards. Little hug coming in there as well, taking out a lot of zombies. So many zombies dead there. Lots of Depth Guard dead. This unit is starting to get away, but we're picking them off with the deck droppers. Just trying to make sure we kill as many as possible. They are going to get in amongst our infantry, which isn't ideal. We're trying to take out those hand cannons. I don't know if the hand cannons have been improved. They used to be total garbage. I don't know if they're better now. Depth Guards sweeping in. Now, of course, the Depth Guard will be healing themselves as they fight, which is not good news. We are going to be trying to pick them off from behind. Luther is going to chase after the Vampire Fleet Admiral. They're just taking pot shots at each other and chasing it. It's the worst high-speed fight in the... Yeah, okay, well... Okay, well, they'll be chasing each other for the rest of the battle. Meanwhile, we've got some of our missile infantry on this flank just picking off these zombie pirate gunnery mob, trying to whittle them down so they can move into join in the attack on the flank. The depth guards are slowly going down, but you can see even in their very damaged state, they're still hacking their way through our infantry. The Mongols started doing very well, but they've kind of now got really surrounded by these pole arms, and of course these guys are going to get a big bonus to their. They get an extra 13 melee attack and weapon strength for fighting large units. And these Mongols, I really should have pulled these Mongols out and then charged them back in. That would have been better. Leaving them here, they're just going to take a lot of damage, unfortunately. We're now flanking around, getting... Yeah, so they've cast Spiteful Shot, which increases that accuracy and gives them magical damage, apparently. Fortunately, we have numbers on our side, so as we move up, it's not just taking pot shots. Yeah, look at that, they're just going down, getting cut down in a hail of damp, moist gunfire. Our deckhand mob slowly losing ground, but once we get the flank... Yeah, see, these guys are now going down. There we go. Now we can get the flank on, so our handguns can suddenly turn to face the flank of these deckhand mob, and once they start unloading into the flank of them, they're just going to go down so quickly. There we go. The hand cannons getting ripped through. They're trying to get away, maybe try and get some distance and get it, but there we go. They're now starting to fall apart. Army losses. And they're gone. So's the general. I don't want to say just how much I aced that battle, but I think I fucking aced that battle. I'll take the cash as well. Thanks very much. Apparently I've got a quest. Okay, good. Another one. And I've got 6,000 big ones and 1,500 bonus experience, which is going to be a nice boost. To start the campaign, we can get some new buildings, right? Like some of these guys. That's all I can recruit, but that's fine. Let's get something like that. We can also upgrade that and that one. I mean, just everything. We'll just upgrade everything. Why not? Me too, Luther. Me too. We're gonna get Route Marcher. I mean, just being able to upgrade all. Jesus Christ, there's some big webs. Fuck me. I guess there's some big spiders, but still, that's a big old, webby boy. Right, we got some. Right, oh yes, I need to do. In fact, I can probably do this, can't I? If I stop recruitment, I can hop outside of the settlement. I can do a dig. I can find the treasure, which is 2,000 big ones. Hold on, I mean it's not a huge amount, but as soon as we were there already. We've also got a right unlock the Curse of the Sea Mists. So that's quite nice. What rights do... Yeah, what rights do we have? We've got Curse of the Sea Mists. So that's going to give, like, some mist. You know, like that film, The Fog, with the vampirates in the fog. Well, it was Zombie pirates, wasn't it? I guess that's where it comes from. Anyway, the Curse of the Bountiful Treasure. If we get after constructing 3 plunder pile buildings, we get plus 500 treasure for every building owned from the buried treasure chain. It's obviously not super useful right now. But eventually that could be very, very potent. And a Curse of Eternal Service, which loyalty will not decline. All lords get a 50% chance to gain loyalty and increases public order in all provinces. And of course the Curse of the Queen's Cannon, where we get Queen Bess, which is fucking amazing. This thing, I mean, it can win battles. One shot from that in the middle of a unit will usually wipe out the unit. It's so good. And then we can just recruit all you lads. There we go. Bosh. There we go. Looking pretty good. So far, so good. What's the other quests? Got in.
Was never in doubt.
Good. The Raging Twins, roar and spit, embrace their rage. Ignore their anger, step between the few. I guess that's where we probably find 2 volcanoes. Somewhere like here. So I imagine if we dig here, we'll get that one. And over here, the Dragon stirs, awakening with fury, but whatever attracts in its ash of its own making. So probably, I would guess... somewhere like here, Mount Arachnos, maybe somewhere around there. So if we're around those regions, we can potentially like grab those treasures, but it's not. I wouldn't go out of my way to go and get them. Let's put it that way. If only they'd put like some. If they put like some special, I don't know, followers or banners or magic items for doing those quests, like the potential to get those, I'd be like, that'd be like, you know, it'd be something you want to go and do. As it is, 2,000 big... I mean, infamy's really easy to get anyway. There's no reason to go looking for buried treasure, to be honest. It's not very pirate-like. I did look for a mod that maybe made buried treasure better, but I never found anything. If you know of a mod that makes buried treasure better, then let me know.
King of the Vampire Coast.
Indeed. Any more dead... Oh, we get a big boy. I love my big boys. They're so big. And guns are good. They don't kill people. Zombies kill people.
My madness is not weakness.
You can replenish. You took a bit of a beating then, didn't you? Took a little bit of a beating, but you're generally fine. We're just gonna... I think we're just gonna chill for this turn as well, aren't we? Yeah, I mean, next turn we'll have a bunch of stuff built. We can get some more handguns. Handguns are... I mean, the zombie gunners, they're not the fastest shot or the most accurate, but there is a shit ton of them, and they are a lot of fun. Apparently the monkey is... I mean, I don't know why we're doing what the monkey tells me to. I mean, I know I'm mad, but I'm not that mad, am I? To do... I mean, is the monkey actually talking, or do I just think it is? Oh well. Let's get Raise the Masses. That's right. Damn tootin'. Holy shit. It's going to be good. I'm tempted to go down and grab this, but I don't know if I should. Should I? Yeah. I'm sure that the mutineers aren't doing anything while I'm gallivanting around the ocean picking up treasure, but I'm a pirate. I mean, what else am I going to do? That's a quite nasty force, but we do have some more guns, so it'll probably be fine.
That is due.
So we've got a unit depth guard and a crab, and we're going to give the depth guard a lovely hug. He just wants to be loved. And loved he was. The depth guard continuing to charge. They've got the invocation of the heck being cast on them, trying to heal them up, but they are going to just then charge directly into a hail of gunfire, and that's not going to go very well for them, is it, boys? They're doing their best, to be fair. They're charging in. We're trying to pick out that... The Rotting Leviathan is a main issue for us, though. Jeez, there's actually more... There's 14 of the buggers. Take them down! Take them down! There they go, they're all dead. Good. Okay, the Rotting Leviathan, though, is in the middle of our infantry. We are just, like, unloading into it, and its health is going down, just not fast enough. We're going to bring Luther in to help out. Meanwhile, the rest of our melee infantry is moving in to engage the enemy melee infantry, basically keep them at arm's length while we just pick off that Rotting Leviathan, because he's just soaking up so much fire. Admittedly, these gunnery mobs with the pistols, they don't have as much damage as the handguns. So the handguns behind them have 26 compared to 21. These guys are also armor piercing, and of course these guys have quite a lot of armor, which means the handguns, the pistols, aren't doing very much. The gunnery mob. The handguns, on the other hand, are doing are doing significantly more damage. Now, Luther is fighting the crab, but the crab is doing a real number on him, and I would like to get him out of there, but because of course he is really shitty about life at the moment, because of, you know, he's had his lobotomy, he's now out of control and I can't get him out of that fight. So he's now taking an absolute beating and there's nothing I can do about it. Meanwhile, our Mongols are swept out of the forest and are taking out this gunnery mob, ripping through them very, very quickly. Are these handguns any good? I don't know. I kind of want to try them again and see if they have improved. I genuinely don't know if they are any good. I mean, these guys have got 41 kills. Maybe that's good. But I like the idea of having hand cannons. You know, I feel like that should be good. Okay, Luther is... He's okay. He's doing all right. The Rotting Leviathan is still... It's a very unhappy crab now, though. Luther is... Oof. Oh, God. Okay, the Rotting Leviathan is down. With its horrible legs and horrible wibbly eyes. With that down, we can now push forward, and that's going to bring a lot of these enemy units into range. And of course, these guys have no armour like the Rotting Leviathan does. So as soon as our guns are in position, they will start tearing through this infantry very, very quickly. We've taken a lot of damage. The Mongols sweeping in to help out in the forest. joining the fight against this deckhand mob, of course doing a lot of damage there. Our gun's moving forward to finish. I mean, obviously, if we may have lost some units here, but they're zombies. Who gives a shit? We can always get more zombies, especially with hand cannons. I just want to try the hand cannon. I just want to see. Maybe they're bad, but you know, what if they're good? What if? What if? So,
to be reckoned with.
crabs, quite hard to take down for the odd zombies. But with enough zombies, you know, you can bring down anything.
More husks for my crew.
And more cash for me. Oh, apparently got gambler's armor. And construction cost reduction and income from all buildings. That's quite nice. I'll take that.
Luther Harkon.
And let's head back to Pox Marsh with any luck.
My madness is not
The mutineer guys are nowhere near to attack. So could be a little bit of a concern. I'm sure we're fine. Recruitment cost, meh. Income from post-battle loot, not the worst thing. Leadership and fighting at sea and sacking settlements, I'm not super into. But replenishment would be quite nice. I mean, lightning strike would be good. I'm tempted. Oh, fuck, I'm going to get... Yeah. I think replenishment is kind of king for the moment. If we can get enough growth to get the captain's cabin, then we can get a vampire fleet. Because obviously at the moment we have no magical support, despite the fact we've got Luther Harkon in our army, because obviously he's, you know, mental. We don't have any casters, which is a shame. So we can get a vampire with vampire lore. Then we can get some heals going on, all that kind of good stuff. That'll be pretty good. Where is...
those fools?
Not that one, not that one. You are all the way down there. Yeah, we're probably not going to go down there, so I think I'll skip that one. Ooh, chapter 2. So complete the quest for Slang Gold and construct the ancient vault building at the settlement known as the Awakening. Harkon's mind is split between multiple personalities, all vying for dominance in his head. The only goal they share is the restoration of his psyche. To restore his mind, Harkon must be willing to seek out Lizardman artifacts and learn of the spell that fractured it. So, if we do both of these things, then we can basically get access to the Law of the Deep on old Luther. Now, so one of Luther's more extreme personalities, temporarily so in the bad. A determinedly vicious and unhinged portion of Luther's soul controls this personality, occasionally making him think he is the Kraken itself. So he's got big tentacles. It gives him more base weapon damage. However, his missile... No, it gives plus 15 base weapon damage. It reduces missile strength by 15%. It does, however, give him a spell, the Kraken's Pull, which is quite a nice little spell to have. So, not the worst thing.
My mind rages.
I mean, I'd be mental not to take these boys. Let's do that. Then I'm going to merge these. I'm going to get rid of you.
I am the pirate.
And then I'm going to get a couple of you, because
My madness is not weak.
you are legit pretty good. Then what we're going to do is... Oh, hello.
Found the way.
Oh, now, with you there...
That is not warranted.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's try a little ambush. It's a little bit risky, because
The code.
if he gets past us, he might attack Pox Marsh. So you know what? I'm going to cancel that for the moment, because... If he reaches it, he will sack it. So we'll do that. I mean, that might be all the army has got. And in that case, we should be able to head straight for Talax and probably sack it, because I don't really want to control it right now. I've got other things to be doing, really, other than controlling that. Now, money's looking pretty good. Do we have any building we can do here? How's our growth looking at? It's getting plus 6 a turn. So we've currently got 0 growth. 0 population surplus. 1 turn until that's finished, and then it'll be another, what, 3 turns? 4 turns, and then we can get the captain's cabin, which means we can then recruit a vampire lady, captain person, and that way we get, you know, access to actual magic. We want to construct the captain's cabin. I'm already on that. And recruit a lord. No. Search any ruined settlement. I doubt it. Jesus. But he didn't walk into our ambush. He did, however, get a lot closer to us, which is, you know, pretty much almost as bad for him. Really? Really?
That hovels, that kill.
I don't really think this should be as hard as the auto-resolve seems to think it should be. But I guess we'll see how it goes. I love the flag for these boys. It's a big chubby face. Anyway, so this bloated corpse is getting shot up, which is good. Of course, we do not want this bloated corpse giving us love. I'm sorry, but just can't have it. So we're going to get our handguns to pick him off. He's also got some deck droppers up above with bombs this time. And I don't know if the bombs are any better. So I might have to check out the bombs as well. Mongols over on this flank. They are now moving in to attack this deckhand mob in the flank. And our guns starting to pick apart the zombies as they advance. But these zombies are going to get into melee range. They're taking a lot of fire, but they are going to get... Oh, look how much fire's coming in. Oh, it's so much. However, Luther, of course, now has tentacles on his side. And, you know, why wouldn't we? That's right. It's hentai o'clock. As moist tentacles are everywhere. Very laggy. It's laggy in the actual battle. Anyway, that's done some damage to these boys, isn't it? Look at that. Tearing through them. Nice work. The handguns have finished off the big fatty and also the deck droppers with bombs. They're now moving and advancing up to knock out this gunnery mob. Meanwhile, Count Guli, whatever his name is, Count Guli's. Count Guli here does have a pole arm, and that means he can poke my Mongols to little pieces, which, oof, right in the heads. You're right, buddy. He's not all right. No, okay. We're going to get the Mongols out of there because I feel like trying to attack a vampire who can do a lot of damage with a big pole arm probably not a good shout. So we're going to get the hell out of there. Luther is chasing after him though, and he is getting shot to pieces by literally everyone. Luther coming up behind him. The last few little knots of zombies going down very quickly, and here comes Luther. Oh, it's a fight to the death, or re-death. Another death? Who knows? Come on, Luther. Get in there, my son. The Mongols are coming in to help. But I think Count Guli maybe... Yeah, he died. He died of loneliness.
A force to be reckoned with.
I mean, that was not particular. I mean, other than the love hug, that was fine. What did we get? A Kraken's Tusk. Tide Cool. Oh, that's not bad. Melee attack, frostbite. I mean, that's all good. Nice. Okay, can we raise any more dead here? Okay, let's replace those. And then we're going to head straight for Talax. Now, let us get... Oh, I think I'm going to go... I mean, Terror's not bad. Having said that, eventually we want to go on a Terrorgeist when we will cause terror anyway. So it feels kind of like a wasted skill point, doesn't it? You know what? I'm tempted to keep going Ghost Fleet. Just for extra replenishment. Replenishment is never bad. Let's get the... Okay, we're safe here, so we'll get the Haunted Huts. Otherwise, we're building all that kind of good stuff. We'll be able to hit Talax next turn. Unfortunately, that's going to have to wait until next time. So, the poll for next time, if you're a Patreon supporter, the poll's going to be... Do we hold on to Talax, or do we just, like, raise it, sack it or something, and complete the Vampire Coast province by going south to get the Blood Swamps? Or do we start taking the Mosquito Swamps? So, do we complete the Vampire Coast, or do we start taking the Mosquito swamps. There we go. Now, if you are a Patreon supporter, then this campaign will be continued, hopefully, sometime next week. If you're not, then it will be available once the campaign has completed, whenever that will be. Now, if you're not a Patreon supporter, that's fine. This is kind of like a one-off teaser, but there will be Total War Warhammer videos every single day, as per usual. So, all good. We continue this campaign, hopefully, later on this week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.